I'm at the Hadong Zhongang which is the biggest market in Hadong. Now, Hadong is a city, and it's also the name of the region. There's Hadongshi, the city, and Hadonggun, the region. Usually, this marketplace, which is quite large actually, is packed. It's just filled with activity. It's Monday right now, and as you can see, by contrast, it's very, very empty. Now, this is largely because Monday is the slow day at these markets, and on the weekend they get most of their traffic. So Monday is sort of like their Sunday. However, there are problems with these markets throughout Korea, which is that they're getting shouldered aside by these big corporate multiplexes, and in turn those corporate multiplexes are getting shouldered aside suddenly because of big changes in retail as a result of the coronavirus by online shopping. So it's exactly like one of those pictures of medium-sized fish getting eaten by a bigger fish getting eaten by an even bigger fish. I don't know what's going to happen with this sort of traditional Jongtong Shijang culture. It would be a real pity to see it go, because it's quite vital and interesting when you see it firsthand, when you see how bustling it is, and you talk to the local small merchants. We went to Ayagwan, which was a very sort of inexpensive kind of, you couldn't even really call it a hotel really. It was just sort of a series of sleeping rooms, very, very small, very humble. That place has been renovated in a sort of partial way, in a sort of trendy kind of inspired way, really. It was maybe you could say around 60% gutted inside. A lot of the lath and a lot of the plaster was torn out of the walls to reveal the woodwork underneath, and it was turned into a gallery. It's a nice space, and it links now to a bookstore, a very trendy a bookstore that sells art books, literary books, and small press books. So the vibe of the area is becoming very sort of hip and kind of fashionable. But this area, the Tonginshijang, the market, is still very working class. This is the Tonginshijang, which is in Seoul, which is just west of Gyeongbokgung, the huge imperial palace that is a huge tourist attraction in Seoul. This particular area is not so much of a tourist spot, but it is growing. What happens in Seoul is the particular neighborhoods become fashionable, and that has become the case. That is the case with what's happening in Seoul right now. So this particular marketplace is a bit of a vestige of the old style neighborhood, whereas on the fashionable streets that are quickly gentrifying, you'll see more and more boutiques, more and more sort of bespoke type cafes and so forth. But here you see the original quality of Korean food and Korean shopping culture as it existed 50, 60 or 70 years ago. When I first arrived in Korea, these markets were absolutely everywhere. Now what is happening is that they are slowly being replaced by CV, convenience type stores, anonymous chain retail outlets that are reducing and putting a lot of pressure, putting a real squeeze on the halmini and haropuji who run these traditional markets. So instead of these markets throughout most of urban centers in South Korea, you find these very generic looking buildings that could be in downtown Toronto or downtown London or downtown New York. It's internationalization with a vengeance, but the markets manage to hold on to their particular way of doing things, and there's something very almost eerie about the quality that you experience when you walk through these places. It has something to do with the light. It has something to do with the nature of the people's behavior, and it has something to do with just the sights and smells.
올라가서